Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, children. We'll have to continue from this slide, right?
Ma'am, 11th question, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. We finished up to
10-1.
Correct. All right, children. So the next one is express in standard form. Express in standard form. So let's understand what is this standard form, which is also called the scientific notation. Which is also called the scientific notation. Scientific notation. Scientific notation. There are two forms. One is called the usual form. Okay. The other one is called the standard form or the scientific notation. Standard form, scientific notation, both are the same. Standard form, scientific notation, both are the same. The other one is the usual form. So either the given expression will be in the usual form and you have to put it in the standard form, or it will be given in the standard form and you have to write it in the usual form. It's just, juggling between these two. If it's given in one form, put it in the other form. If it's given the usual form, then the question will be write it in the standard form. If it is given in the standard form, the question will be write it in the usual form. Okay, so here, so again I repeat, scientific notation, standard form, both are the same. Okay, now here the heading in question number 11, the heading is express in standard form or express in scientific notation. You'll have to express it in the scientific notation. What is given is in the usual form. This is the usual form. You will understand the difference, children. Just wait and listen till the end. This is in the usual form. So you will have to write it in the scientific notation or in the standard form Okay. So how many zeros we have? Let's take some other example. Now, supposing we are given the number 0.00003. Okay. Now this is in the usual form. How do we write it in the standard form? In the standard or the scientific notation. Now, this number should be brought to any value between 1 and 10. It can be 1, but it should not be 10. You should bring this number, the given number, to any value between 1 and 10. It can be 1 also. Any value between 1 and 10 or 1 itself, but not 10. Like you can bring this number to 1 or anything more than 1, but less than 10. And that is done by shifting, moving the decimal point. So let's move the decimal point. Listen till the end carefully. 1, 2, 3. Suppose you stop here. Supposing you stop here, 3 and you stop here. What is the number now? 0.03. When you move the decimal point from here, 1, what is your intention? You want to make the given number 1 or anything more than 1, but less than 10. It should not be 10. You want to bring its value to 1 or anything more than 1, but less than 10. So you're trying to move the decimal point. So you're like doing 1, 2, 3. You stop here and you want to check if what you wanted has happened. What has happened? The number is now 0.03. What has happened? Nothing has happened. It is still less than 1. It's still less than 1. 0.03 is still less than 1. You must bring it to 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10. That's the rule. Okay, so what you do? You continue shifting the decimal point. You shift it here. You stop now. What's the number? 0.3. Children, the decimal point is now here. It's now here. So it's like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.3. It's like this. The decimal point which was here, you've brought it here. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got it here. So the number is 0.3. All these zeros are there, but the decimal point is here, right? So it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.3, which is nothing but 0.3. No, task not accomplished. It is still less than 1. So now what to do? There's no choice. You'll have to bring it 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So you moved it here, you moved it here, here did not happen. So now what to do? You move it here. Now when it comes here, the number is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3. The decimal point is here. That means all this you can ignore. So it is 3. The number is now 3. Yes, now the number 3 is more than 1 and less than 10. It's more than 1 and less than 10. So this number 0.0003, 00003 can be made 3 by moving the decimal point. You cannot bring it to any number. So here this expression can be brought to the number 3, which is more than 1 less than 10. More than 1 less than 10. That's the first step. So you'll have to bring the given expression to any value between 1 and 10, 1 included. It can be 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10. Okay, so 0.1234 is equal to, you move the decimal point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the decimal point is moved by 5 places and you made the number 3. You made it 3. But the number was so small. The number was so small. It was 0.00003. And you've increased its value to 3. So what you do is you give an opposite effect. Now you multiply this by 10. I'll tell you why this works also. You multiply this by 10 raised to some power. The power can be positive or negative. If you have increased the value, then it will be raised to a negative power. If you have decreased the value, it will be raised to a positive power. If you have increased the value, increase means already it's like more an addition kind of, right? Increased. Then the power will be negative. The power of 10 should be negative. If you have reduced the value, so it's like already minus. So if you have reduced the value, then raise it to a positive power. So the scientific way of expressing is the first part will be a number. The first part in the scientific notation, the first part can be 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10. The second part is a power of 10. The second part is a power of 10. The power can be positive or negative. And they're connected by a multiplication sign. I will tell you why this works. I haven't finished. Keep listening. 0.00003 is equal to. So the first part is to bring the value of this given expression to 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10. So we move the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only if it comes here, it becomes 3, which is more than 1 less than 10. Multiplied by 10 raised to a positive or a negative power. But here, since the given number was very small, 0.00003, such a small number, you made it big. You made it 3 now. You made it 3. You made it big. You've increased its value. So raise it to a negative power, opposite effect. If you've increased the value, negative power, opposite. If you've decreased the value, positive power. So now this you've increased it. Already you've increased. It's like you've done plus here. Increase the value. So now negative power. What will be the power? The number of times you move the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number of times you move the decimal point. So it will be to the power minus 5.
Ma'am, why should the first number be lesser than 10?
Because here we have 10, right? If it is 10, you can write it as 10 to the power 1.
No, ma'am, what if it's 11 or 12?
No, if it is 11, you can write it as 1.1 into 10, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If it is 11, if it's more than 10, because we're using a power of 10 here, it should be less than 10. Since we're using a power of 10 here, this one should be less than 10. The first part should be less than 10. Because here we're using a power of 10. So this one should be less than 10, the first part.
Okay, ma'am, now I understand.
Children, you are expected to give the answer straight away like this. So I've just explained the shortcut. I'll tell you how it works so that you just have to be a little patient. So now supposing we have 0.00014. Okay. So the two, now this is the usual form. We have to write it in the scientific notation or the standard form. For that, the first part is to bring this number, the given number, to 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10 by moving the decimal point in any direction. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Suppose you stop here. 0, 0, 0, 0 point. You stop there. No, this one is still less than 1. So you move it here like this. You moved here. It becomes 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 4. It's come here. Now 1.4 is more than 1 and less than 10. Now supposing you bring it here. You bring it here. Then it will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 4. Becomes 14. If the decimal point is here, it becomes 14, which is more than 10. All of us will get the same value, children. Don't think I got this, she got that, he got that. No, all of us will get the same value. 0.00014. If supposing 1, 2, 3, you stop here. Read the value 0, 0, 0, 0, the decimal point 14. This one is less than 1. Okay, supposing you bring it here. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1.4. Yeah, 1.4. This is 1.4. More than 1, less than 10. But supposing you do 0, 0, you move this here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1, 4, and you bring it here. So this is what nothing but 14 point, meaning it's 14. It's more than 10. The first part of the scientific notation can be 1, anything more than 1, but less than 10. So it cannot be 14. The first part cannot be 14. It's more than 10. It has to be 1.4. Okay. So one, 2, 3, 4. 4 places you move. 4 places. All right. Now the number is now 1.4. The number was so small. It was 0.0. It was not even 1. It was 0. Now we have made it 1 point. It was so small, 0.00014. Such a small value, you have made it big. You have made it 1.4. You've increased its value. So raise 10 to a negative power because you've increased the value. It was such a small number. It was 0. It was not even 1. It was 0.00014. And you've made it 1.4. You've increased its value to 1.4. You've increased. So already some addition kind of thing, increase, plus. So raise 10 to a negative power, opposite, negative power. So the first part is 1.4 multiplied by 10 raised to a negative power, minus 4. Why? Because you've moved the decimal point by 4 places. So negative 4. Now when will it be positive? When will it be positive? Supposing the number is 58762 173 like this. Supposing this is the number 5876.273. Now this is this expression is in the usual form. Is in the usual form. You have to bring it to the standard form or the scientific or write it in the scientific notation. 5876.273. Am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 5876.273. Now you have to write this in the scientific notation or the standard form. So for that you will have to bring this number to 1 or anything less than, you'll have to bring this number to 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10. So if you move the decimal point like this, it will increase 58,762.73. If you shift the decimal point like this, if you bring it here, if you bring this here after 2, from here if you bring it here after 2, it will be 58,762.73. If you bring it here, 587627.3. If you bring it here, it will be 5,87,627. You're increasing its value. Meaning you have to bring it to 1 or anything more than 1 less than 10. So you have to go in the reverse direction. Okay, you'll have to go in the reverse direction. Let me write it here. 5876.273. So go in the reverse direction. 1. If it's here, 587 point. No. If it's here, 58 point. No, it's more than 10. If it's here, 5 point. Yeah, now this is between 1 and 10. Let me tell you again. 5876.273. The decimal point is actually here. Supposing you move it here and you stop. Read the number. 587 point. What's more than 10? You move it here and read the number. 58 point something. 58 point something. Okay, 58, but it is. It's more than 10. 5.876. Whatever be the decimal part, it's 5 point. So it is definitely less than 10. But if you feel, why should I stop here? I want to go here. If you go here, it will be 0.5. It's less than 1. It should be 1. Minimum value is 1. Minimum value is 1. It can be 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10. So if you bring it here, it will become 0.5, which is less than 1. No. So this decimal point is here. So we'll have to move it like this. 1, 2, 3 here. So the number becomes 5.876273. 5.876273. Clearly, the number which was 5,876.273 has been brought to 5. You have reduced its value. The number actually read what? 5,876.273. You have made it small now. You have made it read 5.876273. It's just 5 point. You have reduced the value. So raise 10 to a positive power because you've reduced the value. It's like minus. So give the opposite effect. Raise 10 to a positive value, positive power. Into 10 to the power. What will be the power? It will be positive. The power will be positive because you have reduced the value of the now given number. The number which was in thousands is now 5 point something. You have diminished the number. You have diminished the given number. So already you made it less, no? So raise 10 to a positive power. And what will be the power? By how many places did we shift the decimal point? 3. So it will be a positive 3. If you increase the value, the power of 10 will be negative. If you decrease the value, the power of 10 will be positive. That first part, if you have increased the value, already increased, no? So 10 will be raised to a negative power. The first part, if you have decreased the value, then 10 will be raised to a positive power. And what is that power? Negative, positive, but what's its number? That will be the number of places you have shifted the decimal point. Whether it is left or right, you have moved it by 4 places, 5 places. That will be the value of the power. See, this particular concept will be explained in different ways by teachers. So this is how I put it. If your teacher has explained it in a different way, that is, if the decimal point goes to the left, if you're moving it forwards, backwards, so the way it's explained is different, but the answer is the same for all of us. If you move the decimal point forwards, if you move the decimal point backwards, so this is how I explain. Have you understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Just remember this. This is how the answer. If you have to write it in a scientific, form or standard form or scientific notation, the answer will have 2 parts. The first part where the number is 1 or anything more than 1 but less than 10 multiplied by the second part is 10 raised to some power, a negative or a positive power. The power can be 0 also. The power can be 0, negative or positive. Is it fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, like this. So I think this you should understand by yourself. Let me just take similar examples. Tell me, how do you express this? This is the usual form. How do you put it in the standard form? Let me ask you, let me give one question to each of you. Who will try this? Who wants to try this one? It's given in the usual form. You have to write it in the standard form.
Ma'am, shall I try?
Yes, Danya.
Ma'am, so here it is 5676.0, ma'am. So it is more than 1. So we should bring, it's more than 10, ma'am.
Correct. Tell me, yeah.
So we should bring that more than 1 but lesser than 10, ma'am. So
Okay.
we should bring the point to 5, ma'am, so that it becomes more, it is more than 5. That
No,
is more than.
You should bring the decimal point between which 2 digits?
5.6, ma'am.
You should bring it between 5 and 6. Yeah. So this one should be here like 1, 2, 3. It should come here. Yeah. So what's the number?
5.6, ma'am.
No, write
7.
Yes, 6, 7. All the valid digits you should write. You should
Okay,
write all
ma'am.
the valid digits.
5.6760, ma'am. So here,
0 can be avoided. 0 has no value, so you can remove that 0.
okay, ma'am.
Write
So
it out. You can write it into 10 to the power.
So 10 to the power 3, ma'am. Here the value has been decreased.
Decreased. You have reduced the value, so you should raise it to a
3, ma'am. 10 to the power plus 3.
positive power, so plus 3 or simply 3. Very good, Dania. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, somebody try this.
Ma'am, I'll try.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it's 9.90990 into 10 to the power 5, ma'am.
Sorry, I didn't write as you said.
9.990.
Yeah, into 10 to the power
10 to the power 5, ma'am.
5 from here.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 5. Correct. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
After writing this, very good, Madhumita. Yeah. Now, children, after writing this, if you want, you can take away the 0. The 0. It has no value into 10 to the power 3. Here also. You write it with a 0 first, and then you can, this 0 you have to write. This 0 has no value. We can ignore it. Okay. Now, say we have yeah, somebody else try this. Not Madhumita, not Danya. Sindhu, Sanjay, Devadarshini, Kirtana, Raja.
Ma'am, can I say, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, can you teach 1 second? I'm not sure, ma'am, after listening to the sums.
Ma'am, the answer is 82 into 10 to the power minus 2, ma'am.
82 into 10 to the power
Minus 2, ma'am.
minus 2. Is 82?
Ma'am, it's 8.2.
Sorry, ma'am. 8.
Kirtana, is 82 in the range?
No, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. 8.2.
Ma'am, can I say?
No. We'll just wait for Kirtana. She'll answer. Just 1 minute.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Kirtana.
Sorry, ma'am. 8.2 into 10 to the power minus 2, ma'am.
8.2 10 to the power
Minus 2.
minus.
2, ma'am.
How do we get to?
Minus 1, ma'am. Minus 1.
Minus 1. Correct. You're right. Just a minute, children. Yes, children. Yes, Devadarshini. Try this, Devadarshini.
Ma'am, I'm still not sure with the standard form, ma'am.
No problem. Now you will be sure. Now tell me there, what's the number given to you, Devadarshini?
0.234, ma'am.
Now somehow make this value 1 or more than 1 but less than 10.
What, ma'am?
Bring this number to 1 or more than 1 but less than 10. By moving the decimal, you're just playing with the decimal point. Shift the decimal point so that the value will be 1 more than 1 or less than 10.
Ma'am, 0.234, ma'am.
0 to where do you want me to put the decimal point?
Ma'am, between 3 and 4, ma'am.
Between 3 and 4. So you're saying 0, 2, 3, 4. You want the decimal point to come here.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the value? What's the value? 0 to 3.4 means what? How much?
Ma'am, between, ma'am, it's below 5, ma'am.
No, I don't ask you all that. Just tell me what is that number? 0 to 3. Now, if I write this, what will you say? If I write, how much is this?
5, ma'am.
Like that. Tell me what is the value of this number here?
3.4, ma'am.
That means no. Read it more clearly. No, 3.4. How do you read it correctly?
23.4.
Now 23 is more than 10, right?
1 second, ma'am.
No, 23 is more than 10, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, but the number should not be more than 10. So where should we place the decimal point? See, no, you should be sure. How you cannot be sure? This is a simple question. You can do it. See, where will the first decimal point first move? Between 2 and 3. Then you can also bring it between 3 and 4. Which is the correct thing? There are only 2 options here. Or you can take it here. Or you can take it here.
2 and 3, ma'am.
Okay, read it. Read it. If it goes between 2 and 3, read it. How would it look? 0.
2.34, ma'am.
If it comes here, what's the number? 2.34. Is this between 1 and 10?
No.
Why? 2 only, no? It's 2.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's between 1 and 10. So 2.34 is a required first part. 2.34. Now by how many places have you shifted the decimal? 1 or 2?
Ma'am,
By how many places have you shifted the decimal?
1, ma'am.
1. Only once, no? From here it came here. Only once.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the power will be 1. 10, the power will be 1. Is it positive or negative? What was the number originally? 0.234.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you increased its value or decreased its value when you made it 2.34? Have you increased or decreased the value?
Decreased, ma'am.
How? 0.234. You made it 2.34. You've increased it, right?
Okay, ma'am.
No, don't say okay. 0.234. You made it 2.34. Haven't you increased it?
Yes, ma'am.
No. You're not. What is the given number?
0.234, ma'am.
It's 0, right? 0.234. The whole number part is 0.
Yes, ma'am.
The whole number part is 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how much have you made it? You made it 2.34. What's the whole number there?
2, ma'am.
So 0 becomes 2 is increase or decrease?
Increased, ma'am.
Yeah, so you should raise it to a negative power.
Okay, ma'am.
Opposite. Increase means negative power.
Okay, ma'am.
So it will be the power -1.
Okay, ma'am.
Now this you have understood. Now only when you practice you can remember. If we don't practice, we'll forget, and then you should not say that you did not understand. Understanding is different from remembering.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all that you understand you cannot remember. To remember you have to practice, all of us. Even if I learn something new, I watch a YouTube video to to prepare some say some North Indian dish or some dish. Okay, I have not done that earlier in my life. It's a very new dish with all new ingredients. I've never used it earlier. When I watched the video, the particular person who's demonstrating that particular dish will make it very easy for me to understand. All that she or he prepares, I'll understand. But supposing I don't try that dish at all, I watch the video and I leave that video like that. I watch the video. When I watch the video, completely I understand how the dish is prepared. I understand all the ingredients they've used. And every step that's been explained or done there, I understand very clearly. I watched that recipe once and I forget it. So after some say 2 weeks or 1 week, 1 or 2 weeks, I want to prepare that dish. Can I prepare that without the help of that video? I cannot, because it's a completely new dish. I have not used those ingredients earlier. So I have to visit the video again. I have to visit the video again and see what ingredients she's used. I have to buy the same ingredients, and maybe like for 1 or 2 times, I have to always use the video to prepare the dish. To make that recipe, some 2-3 times I have to use the video. I cannot do it by myself because it's a new one I'm saying. It's not the usual sambar rasam we do every day. It's a completely new recipe. So some 2-3 times I have to use the same video. I have to watch the video, play the video, and then do it. Now, when I do it with the help of the video 2-3 times, the 4th time maybe I can do it by myself because I've practiced. Now I remember all the ingredients. I know the steps because I've practiced it 2-3 times. I've made the dish 2-3 times with the help of the video. So now it's registered. Now I understand. why certain ingredients are used, which gives what flavor to the dish. After doing it 2-3 times, I understand clearly. But the first time when I watched the video itself, I understood, no, it was clear. But I can't remember for a long time because I have not, like made the dish at all. I just watched it once. Only when I prepared that dish by myself with the help of the video 2-3 times, maybe the 4th time I can do it without the help of the video. Because I've practiced, I remember. I don't need to see the video again. So that's the difference between understanding and remembering something. When I say something now, maybe you understand. But just because you've understood, this is for the class, it is not for anyone in particular. This is for the entire class, what I'm saying now. So just because you understand today's session doesn't mean that you will remember this for good. You have to practice. You have the contents in your book. You have to visit it. You have to visit the contents, practice it 2-3 times. Then you have mastered it. So there is understanding, which is one part. Understanding is the most crucial part. You should understand. If you don't understand, how can you practice? So understanding is very vital. Understanding is very vital. This is very important. But this only starts the process. The starting only, the start itself is not clear, then how will you practice? So understanding is the first part. And then is practice. If you practice well, retention is very good. Retention is you can retain it. You can remember. So I am doing only this, making you understand. I'm trying to make you understand. This one you have to do. If I do this correctly and you do this correctly, then this is definitely possible. You can retain it well. From here to here is not at all possible. I understood very well, so I'll always remember. It's not at all possible. Because we are learning something new. We are not revising 7th standard syllabus. Whatever you learn every day in your subjects, you're learning something new. So if there's something new, if you're recalling 7th or 6th standard portions, directly this from here to here it will happen. No, this is all new. So from understanding, you can, just because you've understood very well, you cannot say that I can remember everything forever. No, this is very important, very crucial. If you understand well, you will have the interest to practice. If you practice 2-3 times, retention, very good retention. So now, Devadashini, you've understood. You should practice.
Yes.
Practice. If you practice, you can remember. Children, let's try this one. Yes, not Devadashini, Kirtana, Madhumita, Tanya. Who else is in the meeting? Raja, Sanjay Sindhu.
Only we 4 are there.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Okay. So we'll go back to Danya. Danya, try this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Danya.
Ma'am, 8.57000 into 10 power minus 6, ma'am.
Where's the decimal point?
Between 8 and 5, ma'am.
No, in the given expression, in the given number, where is the decimal point?
It is like 857,000,000.0, ma'am.
Here it is. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
sorry, ma'am, it's +6.
yeah, it's such a big number and we have reduced it to 8. It's such a big number. Units, tens, hundreds, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So it's 8
Yes,
million. It's 8,570,000. Or if you want to read it in the Indian system, unit, tens, hundreds, 1,000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh. So 85 lakhs, 70,000. And we have made that number 8.5. 8 point. The whole number is what is important. After the decimal, what is there is not important. We made it 8. The number is 8571234. And we have made it 8.57. 8 is the whole number. We made it 8. We have reduced the value. We have reduced the value. So positive power. What is the power? From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So positive 6. Correct?
yeah, ma'am. Now I understand.
Yeah, you're right, Danya. So the thing is, where to stop moving? When to stop moving? You're here. The decimal point is here. Supposing you do 1, 2, 3, 4 and you're tired 5, enough. What is the number? It's 85.70000. 85 it is. It's 85 point. It's more than 10. So you have to move here. After this, children, you can write this as 8 point. You can remove these decimal. I'm sorry, these zeros. You can write it like this. 8.57 into 10 to the power 10. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Please do this in your classwork. Understand and do it. If you don't understand, please ask me. First, work it. Don't just copy. Understand what's happening.
Now I can understand, ma'am.
Really, very good.
Ma'am, I can understand.
Very good.
Completed writing, ma'am.
Simple rule. If you increase the value, if the given number is small and you've increased it, then negative power for 10. And what the power is what the power will be, how many times you move the decimal point. Whether you're moving it forwards or backwards, the number of times is the power. If the given number is large and you made it small, positive power for 10. The number is small and you made it large. Negative power for 10. Right? So you're the given number, okay? Given number. You write it, you increase the value, increased value. Then into 10 raised to a negative power. But the given number, if you've decreased its value, then you must write 10 with a positive power. And what the value of the power will be depends on the number of decimal places. How many times you move the decimal point. I'll let you do. Now it's the other way. It's a reverse process. They express in usual form. That is, it's given in the scientific notation. You will have to put it in the usual form. So we have 7.89 into 10 to the power minus 7. So when you're putting it back in the usual form, when it's given in the scientific notation, and you're putting it, you'll have to put it back in the usual form. Follow this method, children. This would be more easy. 7.8. I'll just show you some steps for that. So 7.89, 10 to the power minus 7 can be written as 10 to the power 7, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Negative power. So right into the denominator, the power becomes positive. So this is nothing but 7.89 divided by 1 followed by 7 zeros. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Now, how will you shift the decimal point, children? Tell me. How will you shift the decimal point? Now, see here, 1 minute, 1 minute. How will you write 5 by 100 as a decimal, children?
0.05.
0.05, ma'am.
Yeah, use the same idea, same thing. If you
Ma'am,
had
0.789 0000000, ma'am.
here 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Okay, so the thing is there are 7 zeros. There are 7 zeros. That means this decimal point should be shifted by 7 places, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Let me write the answer. Let me write the answer. So it will be 0 point. We'll have to move this like this by 7 places. So it will be 0.121212 See, the decimal point was here. The decimal point was here. It was, see, it was 7.89. It was 7.89.
Ma'am, then there will be 2 decimal places.
No. This is gone. From
Okay.
here, move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will come here. What you can do is, you know that you're going to get many zeros in the, before 7. Just add the zeros first. Simply how many zeros are there in the denominator? 7. No, just add the
7
7.
zeros, ma'am.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then write 7.89. I'm just see, you can invent your own ways.
Ma'am, then no need to keep the decimal point in the first zero, that is 0.000000789.
No, I haven't completed. Wait. So you can just add some zeros like this. And this is the given number, 7.89. You'll have to shift the decimal point by 7 places because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. So 7 places. So see here, 1, it will come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or sometimes students do like this 7.89. No? So like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It comes here. And you can add zeros. In all these places, 0, 0, 0, 0. It will be 0 point, all this 789. I'm saying it can also be like 7.89, right? Decimal point is here. You'll have to shift it by 7 places. 1, it will come here. Before 7, it will come. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It comes here. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So it is 0 point. You can add a 0 before the decimal point. 0.1212121789. Nothing to worry, children. See, when you know how to handle 15 by 10,000. What's the answer for this? Tell me. What is 15 divided by 1 lakh?
0. No.
Okay, let me make it. What is 15 by 100?
0.15, ma'am.
Same idea. That's all. 0.15. This is 15 by 100. Because the decimal point is here. 1, 2 will come here. 0.15. 0.15. It's just about moving the decimal point backwards. So 7.89 into 10 to the power 7 minus 7 is equal to 7.89 divided by, I showed you the steps in the middle, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So that's equal to, right, 7.89. We'll have to move the decimal point by 7 places. 1, it will come here. 1, it will come here. 2, it will come here. 3. 1, it will come here. 2, it will come here. There should be a digit here then. 3, it will come here. 4, 5, 6, 7, it comes here. So add zeros. So this 0, there's a point here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can add a 0 here.
Yes, ma'am.
And for the next one,
Ma'am, I have tried that. Ma'am, can you tell is my answer correct?
and 1 minute, I'll be telling you now, no, just take 2.54 into 10 to the power 9. So there's nothing but 2.54 10 power 9 means 1, 2, 3,
1,
4, 5,
ma'am,
6,
9 zeros we have
9.
to.
Correct. Now, what is the answer for 5.5 into 100? What's the answer for this? What is 5.5 into 100? What will you do with 5.5 into 100?
550, ma'am.
So you will write 5, 5, 2 zeros and then place a decimal point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so usual form is a usual thing you do. Nothing new. So this usual, bringing it back to the usual form is what we normally do. So this will be 2.54 into, okay, now you can also take it like this. 2.54 into, how many zeros are here?
9 zeros, ma'am.
Okay, so you can take it as 2 zeros and then 7 zeros. So what is 2.54 into 100?
254, ma'am.
Then multiply by 1 followed by 7 zeros. So what will you write?
254000000, ma'am.
Yeah, that's all. Just do it in your own style. I'll just show you again. Usual, from scientific to usual is very simple. 2.54 into 10 to the power 9. You can treat it like this. So there are two digits after the decimal point. You can write it as 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power of 7, correct? Now
Yes.
this into this is 254, correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Into 10 to the power 7. So it will be 254 followed by 7 zeros.
Ma'am, I've just added the zeros in front, ma'am. That is 0.000000 and then 8 zeros 254, ma'am. Like that after.
Oh, this you will not get it in the front, no, because how do you treat when you have 1.35 into 10? What's the answer? What is 1.35 into 10?
13.5, ma'am.
13.5. Same idea. So 2.54 into 10 to the power 9 means you're multiplying by 1 followed by so many zeros. So the value will increase. 2.54. 2.54 into 10 to the power 9. You're multiplying 2.54 with 1 followed by so many zeros. So the value will increase, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. 2.54, you're multiplying with 1 followed by 9 zeros. So the value will become very big. And that's what we get. 254 followed by 7 zeros. But when it's a negative power, it's like you're dividing. When it's a negative power, it's like you're dividing 7.89 into 10 to the power minus 7. It's like you're dividing 7.89 by 10 to the power 7. You're dividing by 1 followed by 7 zeros. So it will become very small, the number. You're dividing 7.89. You are dividing 7.89 by 10, sorry, 7.89. You're dividing by 1 followed by 7 zeros. You're dividing, so the value will become small, become very small. How small? It will become 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But when you're multiplying, when it is 2.54 into 10 to the power 9, you're multiplying this. You're multiplying 2.54 by 1 followed by 9 zeros. You're increasing, the value will increase. So just to understand, I wrote 2.54 into 10 square into 10 to the power 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. When you multiply these two, you'll get 254 into 10 to the power 7. So you should write 254 and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros after that. See, it's increased. The value is increased. All right, children, now write down.
Mom, can you please show the previous slide? Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Finished, ma'am.
All right. Let's try to do the first one. I think it's already time, but we just finish the first one here. Evaluate 6.389 into 10 to the power minus 24 minus 5.54 into 10 to the power minus 25. Evaluate means find the value of. Evaluate meaning find the value of. See the first one, children.
Ma'am, can you repeat what did you say?
Evaluate means find the value of.
Yes, ma'am.
The meaning of the term evaluate means find the value of.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we can do the first one in a different way also. Let me just explain what you see on the screen. Okay, we are talking about question number 13, subdivision 1 answer. Now, children, there is an expression here. There is an expression here, and both are connected by a minus sign. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a scientific notation here. It need not be scientific always. It need not be scientific, but here there's a scientific notation. 6.389 into 10 to the power minus 24. Here also there's a scientific notation. 5.54 into 10 to the power minus 25. And these two are connected by the minus sign. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is the rule like? How do we start the evaluation process? What is the procedure? Now, what you have to do is you will have to introduce, see now the two powers are minus 24 and minus 25. Either this is minus 25, introduce minus 25 in the first one, or we have minus 24 here, introduce minus 24 in the second one. That is, both the expressions must have the same power. You cannot change the value. You cannot change their values. You should see to that both the expressions have the same power, minus 24 or minus 25. Okay. So here what I've done is I've introduced the same power. I have chosen minus 25. Where is minus 20? The powers are minus 24 and minus 25. So I have chosen minus 25. You can also choose minus 24. We'll see tomorrow, meaning in the next class. You can also choose minus 24. I have chosen minus 25. And what I've done, where is minus 25? It's in the second expression. I have introduced that in the first one also. The second one has minus 25. No, I have introduced that minus 25 in the first one also. There are two powers, minus 24 and minus 25. Choose one of the two. I have chosen minus 25. You can also choose minus 24. I have chosen minus 25. Minus 25 is a part of the second expression. I have introduced that minus 25 in the first one also. How? I break down minus 24 as minus 25 plus 1. I break down minus 25, 4 as I want minus 25. So minus 20, how will you introduce minus 25 using minus 24? Minus 25 plus 1 is minus 24. In other words, ten to the power minus 24 can be written as 10 to the power minus 24 can be written as 10 to the power minus 25 into 10 to the power 1. How does this work? Bases are same. It's 10. It's multiplication. So we need to add the powers. Minus 25 plus 1 is minus 24. Yes or no, children? Only the first step. Only the first step.
Yes, ma'am.
The second part has minus 25 in it. We are introducing minus 25 in the first part. For that, we write 10 to the power minus 24 as 10 to the power minus 25 into 10 to the power 1. Because when bases are same, 10 and its multiplication, we have to add the powers. Minus 25 plus 1 is minus 24. So we are writing 10 to the power minus 24 as 10 to the power minus 20. Sorry. We are writing 10 to the power minus 24 as 10 to the power minus 25. Okay, can you write it like this? Plus 1, correct? Minus 24 is minus 25 plus 1, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, how do you write this? How will you add the powers? Only if they were minus 25 into 10 to the power 1. Understood?
Yeah, ma'am.
So that's the first step. That is the first step. Next, 10 to the power minus 25 is common in both. Write out the common. 10 to the power minus 25. Write the remaining. 6.8389 into 10 to the power 1. That will be the first term. 6.389 into 10 to the power 1 or 10 is the first term. This minus 5.54 is the second term because this one is outside common. Common you don't write. What you've taken outside common don't write in the bracket. So in the bracket we'll have 6.389 into 10 minus, this is common, so 5.54. Is the second step understood? Without
Yes,
this
ma'am.
bracket. In the bracket, these two will not come. This one, and this one is outside common. The remaining you should write in the bracket. The remaining you should write in the bracket. So you can see that this one, and this one are in the bracket. Yes or no, children?
Yes, ma'am.
After that, what is 6.389 into 10?
63.89, ma'am.
That is the third step. What is 63.89 minus 5.4?
58.35, ma'am.
58.35. That's the next step. I've just written it the other way. 58.35 into 10 to the power of minus 25. I've just exchanged it and written. That's the next step. Now, how do you write 58.35 in the exponential form? Oh, sorry, in the scientific form. You can see 10 to the power minus 25 here as it is. Here, this is the scientific form of this one. .35 is written as 5.835 into 10 to the power 1, scientific form. See, 58 becomes 5.8 between 1 and 10. Think about it, okay? We have written 58.35 in the scientific form. That's how we get this one into 10 to the power minus 25 as it is. Now bases are same. It's multiplication, add the powers. When you add the powers, you get 1 minus 25 is minus 24. So the answer is 5.835 into 10 to the power minus 24. Whenever you evaluate, you should leave the answer in the scientific form or the standard form. Such questions, you should always leave the answer in the scientific or the standard form. We'll do it again in the next class, children. Just wanted to introduce this to you. Take a screenshot of this one. With the same, on the same lines, you can try to understand the second one.
Taken, ma'am.
Please take a screenshot and complete this in your classwork. Complete both in your classwork.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, after completing this topic, can you teach direct and indirect variation, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Because I'm having some trouble in doing that in my school sums, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Taken, ma'am.
Done, children, all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Taken, ma'am.
Okay, please complete this in your classwork. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. I think it's time, no? What's the time? I don't have my watch beside me. I can't.
Yes, ma'am. It's 8:40.
8:43, ma'am.
Okay. Fine, children. Fine, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.